What if the most powerful move you could make is not to act at all? In a world obsessed with loud declarations, rapid responses, and constant action, the ability to step back, stay silent, and observe is a rare and underrated skill. This counterintuitive approach is more than just a tactic. It's a philosophy rooted in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a school of thought that emphasizes self-control, patience, and mastery over one's emotions. Silence is not weakness. It is a strategic retreat that allows you to assess, adapt, and ultimately dominate. By choosing to withdraw and remain composed, you gain clarity in the chaos and create space for others to reveal themselves. This act of detachment is a power move that commands respect and sparks intrigue. People are naturally drawn to what they cannot easily access, and silence is the perfect tool to cultivate that air of mystery. Consider the modern landscape of relationships, business negotiations, and social interactions. Those who respond too quickly, speak too often, or act too impulsively frequently lose leverage. In contrast, those who embrace patience and restraint exude confidence and control. By stepping back and staying silent, you flip the dynamic, compelling others to seek your attention and approval. This ultimate Stoic power move is not about passivity, but about wielding silence as a tool for influence and self-mastery. It teaches you to observe, listen, and respond only when it truly matters. The result? You become the person everyone chases, not because you demand attention, but because you withhold it. In this exploration, we'll uncover how stepping back and staying silent can transform the way you navigate life's challenges, relationships, and opportunities, empowering you to move through the world with unmatched grace and authority. Number 1. The power of emotional control. Imagine this. Someone insults you in a heated argument. Your instinct is to snap back, defend yourself, or prove them wrong. But what if, instead of reacting, you simply smiled, stayed silent, and walked away? That silence, that pause, is power. Emotional control is the foundation of the ultimate Stoic power move. When you step back and refuse to react emotionally, you immediately take control of the situation. The aggressor is left stunned, unsure of what to do next. Your silence becomes their discomfort, and your calmness becomes their chaos. Here's the truth. Reacting emotionally gives your power away. When you lose control, you allow someone else to dictate your state of mind. But when you stay silent, you hold the reins. The energy they expected to drain from you stays with you instead. This simple act of restraint signals to the world that you're unshakable, untouchable, and entirely in charge of yourself. And here's the kicker. People admire those who stay calm in the face of provocation. That level of self-mastery is magnetic. Emotional control isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about recognizing them, mastering them, and channeling them wisely. Silence is your tool to buy time, reflect, and respond only when it serves your purpose. Think about it. How often have you regretted an impulsive reaction? Now imagine what could change if you always responded with clarity instead of emotion. Comment below. Have you ever won an argument just by staying calm and quiet? Or has someone's silence ever thrown you off completely? Share your experiences. Let's talk about the power of emotional control and how it's reshaped the way you handle life's challenges. After all, in a world that thrives on noise, silence is the loudest statement you can make. Number 2. The power of mystery. Have you ever noticed how the less you say, the more people want to know about you? That's the power of mystery at work. When you choose to stay silent, you leave others guessing about your thoughts, your plans, and even your emotions. Mystery sparks curiosity, and curiosity is one of the most powerful forces in human nature. People are drawn to what they don't fully understand. Silence creates a vacuum that others instinctively try to fill, often by chasing your attention or seeking your validation. Think about it. We're constantly surrounded by people eager to overshare, prove themselves, or justify their actions. But the person who steps back, watches, and doesn't feel the need to explain every move, they stand out. They radiate confidence and control. Your silence says, "I don't need to prove anything to you. You'll see in time." And that attitude, it's magnetic. Mystery also shifts the power dynamic in your favor. When you reveal too much, you lose leverage. But when you keep certain things to yourself, your next move, your feelings, or even your weaknesses, you become unpredictable. People can't pin you down, and that unpredictability gives you an edge. It forces others to stay engaged, to work harder to understand or connect with you. Here's something to think about. The most compelling characters in movies or stories are often the ones shrouded in mystery. They keep us guessing, and we can't get enough. You can create that same effect in real life by mastering the art of silence. Now, it's your turn. Do you think being mysterious makes people more attractive or intimidating, or both? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share a moment where staying silent made someone more intrigued about you, or where their silence completely threw you off. Let's dive into the power of mystery. Number 3. The power of listening. In a world where everyone is desperate to be heard, the act of truly listening has become a superpower. Most people don't listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. But when you step back, stay silent, and focus on what's being said, you immediately gain an advantage. The power of listening isn't just about hearing words. It's about picking up on the emotions, intentions, and hidden messages beneath them. Silence allows you to observe, understand, and respond more effectively. Here's the secret. When you stop talking and truly listen, people reveal more than they intend to. They share their fears, desires, motivations, and even weaknesses, all without realizing it. Imagine being in a negotiation. The person across the table might try to intimidate you, but if you stay silent and let them talk, they'll often give away their strategy or reveal what they value most. All you have to do is listen carefully. Listening also builds trust and connection. When someone feels heard, they feel valued. That's why great leaders are always great listeners. They make others feel understood and important, which inspires loyalty and respect. But here's the twist. When you listen more than you speak, people also start to wonder about you. What are you thinking? What's your opinion? Your silence piques their curiosity, and they begin to chase your thoughts. Think of listening as your superpower for gathering information and maintaining control. While others rush to speak and fill the silence, you quietly absorb everything happening around you. This puts you steps ahead in any situation, whether it's resolving a conflict, navigating a relationship, or making a critical decision. One of the best examples of this power is in personal relationships. When a friend, partner, or colleague is upset, your instinct might be to jump in and offer advice or fix the problem. But sometimes, the most powerful thing you can do is stay silent and let them vent. By giving them space to express themselves fully, you gain insight into what they're truly feeling. In return, they feel safe and understood. Your silence becomes a gift, a way of showing that their words matter. Now think about how often we miss opportunities because we're too busy talking. How many times have you interrupted someone only to realize later that you didn't fully understand their perspective? Or worse, how many times have you jumped to conclusions before someone had a chance to explain? Listening eliminates those missteps. So here's a challenge. The next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to reply immediately. Pause, stay silent, and listen. You'll be amazed at what you uncover, not just about others but also about yourself. What do you think? Have you ever discovered something valuable just by listening? Or has someone's silence made you feel truly heard? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about how listening can be the most underrated yet powerful tool in your arsenal. Number 4. The power of detachment. Detachment is the art of stepping back emotionally and mentally, a concept deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. At its core, detachment means mastering the ability to let go of control, of outcomes, and of the need to prove your worth. When you can detach, you gain a rare kind of freedom that radiates confidence and attracts others. Why? Because people are naturally drawn to those who don't seem desperate for validation. Detachment creates a sense of independence that makes others chase you. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how people seem to want what they can't have? The harder someone works to gain your attention, the more they value it. Detachment flips the power dynamic in your favor. When you're not clinging to people, outcomes, or situations, you convey that your self-worth isn't dependent on external approval. This is magnetic because it signals that you are whole and content on your own terms. It's a subtle yet powerful message. I don't need you to complete me, but I'm here because I choose to be. In relationships, detachment is a game changer. Whether it's with a friend, partner, or colleague, the more you show that you are secure and self-sufficient, the more people gravitate toward you. Clinginess repels, while independence attracts. By stepping back emotionally and avoiding the trap of over-investment, you give others space to pursue you. Paradoxically, when you're not desperate to keep someone in your life, they often fight harder to stay in it. Detachment doesn't mean indifference or a lack of care. It means being fully present without being overly attached to an outcome. You can love someone deeply, for example, without basing your happiness solely on their actions. This balance creates a sense of calm and self-assurance that others find irresistible. In high-stakes scenarios like negotiations or professional settings, detachment is equally powerful. Picture a business deal where the other party is desperate to close, but you maintain a calm and collected demeanor. Your detachment signals confidence and control, forcing the other side to work harder to meet your terms. By stepping back, you create the impression that you have other options, even if you don't. This illusion of abundance gives you the upper hand in nearly any situation. Here's the key. Detachment is not about rejecting people or opportunities. It's about valuing yourself enough to know that your happiness and success don't hinge on any single moment or person. When you embrace this mindset, you stop chasing and others start chasing you. Now, let's hear from you. Have you ever experienced the power of detachment in your life? Maybe you stopped chasing someone and they came running back. Or perhaps you stayed calm in a situation where everyone else was desperate and it gave you the upper hand. Share your stories in the comments below. Let's explore how stepping back emotionally can transform not just relationships, but every aspect of your life. Number 5. The power of reflection. In the noise and chaos of everyday life, how often do you pause to reflect? Reflection, the act of stepping back and examining your thoughts, emotions, and actions, is one of the most underrated yet transformative tools you can use. In a world that rewards speed and impulsive decision-making, taking the time to reflect gives you a profound edge. It helps you align your actions with your long-term goals, avoid unnecessary mistakes, and understand yourself and others on a deeper level. Reflection is where the magic of silence truly shines. When you stay quiet and retreat from the constant chatter around you, you create space for clarity. This space allows you to ask the questions that matter most. Why did I react that way? What do I truly want? Am I spending my time and energy on the right things? These moments of introspection can lead to breakthroughs in how you approach challenges and relationships. One of the most powerful aspects of reflection is its ability to separate emotion from logic. When you reflect, you can step back from immediate emotional reactions and see the bigger picture. For example, if you've had an argument with a friend, your initial reaction might be to blame them or feel hurt. But through reflection, you might realize that their words stemmed from their own struggles or that your own insecurities played a role. This clarity helps you respond with understanding rather than impulse, strengthening the relationship instead of damaging it. Reflection isn't just about fixing problems, it's also about celebrating growth. By looking back at where you started and recognizing how far you've come, you build confidence and motivation to keep going. It's easy to get caught up in what's not working, but reflection reminds you of the progress you've already made. This perspective can be a game changer when you're feeling stuck or unmotivated. The power of reflection is evident in every great thinker, leader, and achiever. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, famously kept a journal to record his thoughts and reflect on his actions. Those writings became meditations, one of the most influential works in history. If someone as busy as an emperor found time for reflection, what's stopping you? Incorporating reflection into your daily life doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as taking 10 minutes at the end of the day to sit in silence and think about what went well, what didn't, and what you learned. Journaling is another powerful tool. Writing your thoughts forces you to slow down and organize them, making your insights even clearer. So what about you? Do you take time to reflect on your life? Or do you find yourself running from one thing to the next without pausing? Share your thoughts in the comments. What's one thing you've learned about yourself through reflection? Let's discuss how this simple yet profound practice can bring clarity, direction, and peace to your life. Number 6. The power of non-reaction. Picture this. Someone insults you in public or tries to provoke you in a heated discussion. Most people's instinct is to react immediately, defending themselves, firing back with an insult, or trying to prove a point. But what if, instead of reacting, you simply stayed silent and composed? The power of non-reaction is one of the most effective ways to assert control in any situation. It's not about being passive, it's about being strategic, showing that you're unshakable, and ultimately holding the upper hand. Non-reaction is a skill that disarms your opponent and changes the dynamic of any interaction. When someone tries to provoke you, they're expecting a reaction. They feed off it. Reacting emotionally gives them power over you, showing that they can manipulate your mood and actions. However, when you refuse to take the bait, you throw them off balance. Your silence sends a loud message: you don't control me. This approach works because silence and composure radiate confidence. People often confuse loudness with strength, but true strength is in restraint. Imagine a storm raging around a massive rock. The rock remains unmoved, no matter how strong the winds or waves become. When you practice non-reaction, you become that rock, unshaken by external forces. This not only frustrates your provocators, but also earns you respect from others who witness your calm demeanor. In relationships, non-reaction is equally powerful. Think about an argument with a partner, friend, or colleague. Reacting emotionally often escalates the situation, turning small disagreements into major conflicts. But when you step back and stay calm, you diffuse the tension. This doesn't mean ignoring the issue. It means waiting until emotions settle so you can address the situation logically and constructively. Over time, this builds trust and shows that you're someone who prioritizes resolution over drama. Non-reaction isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. It's okay to feel anger, frustration, or hurt. What matters is how you choose to express those feelings. By pausing and choosing silence, you give yourself the time to think clearly and decide on the most effective response, or whether a response is even necessary. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Beyond personal interactions, non-reaction is a powerful tool in professional settings. In negotiations or high-pressure meetings, staying calm while others panic gives you an undeniable advantage. It shows that you're in control, even under stress, which often compels others to follow your lead. So, what about you? Have you ever practiced non-reaction in a heated situation? How did it change the outcome? Or have you seen someone else's calmness completely shift the energy of a tense moment? Share your stories in the comments. Let's talk about how the power of non-reaction can transform the way you handle conflict and maintain control in every area of your life. Number 7. The power of patience. Patience is often seen as a passive virtue, but in reality it's one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal. The ability to wait, without rushing, panicking, or forcing outcomes, can set you apart in a world that thrives on instant gratification. When you master patience, you gain the upper hand in any situation, whether it's personal, professional, or even a battle within yourself. Patience isn't about doing nothing, it's about waiting strategically, knowing that the best results often come to those who allow time to work in their favor. Imagine you're in a negotiation. The other person is eager to close the deal, trying to pressure you into making a quick decision. If you remain patient and unhurried, you create an atmosphere of control. Your willingness to wait signals confidence and self-assurance. The more they push, the more leverage you gain, because patience often makes people reveal their true intentions or weaknesses. You're not just buying time, you're silently shifting the power dynamic in your favor. Patience is equally transformative in relationships. In an argument, for example, the impulse to react immediately often leads to saying things you regret or escalating the conflict unnecessarily. But when you choose patience, when you pause, breathe, and allow emotions to settle, you open the door to resolution instead of chaos. Waiting before responding shows emotional intelligence and respect for the other person, and it often compels them to meet you with the same level of calmness. Beyond interactions with others, patience is a profound act of self-mastery. Think about the goals you're striving to achieve. Many people give up too soon because they're not willing to endure the waiting game. Patience teaches you that great things take time. The most successful people in any field understand this. They plant seeds today, water them consistently, and wait for the harvest. Whether it's building a business, learning a skill, or improving a relationship, patience ensures that you stay committed through the ups and downs. In today's fast-paced world, patience has become rare, and rare traits are powerful. Society pushes us to want everything now: quick success, instant replies, immediate results. But when you demonstrate patience, you stand out. You show that you're not ruled by impulses or pressure, and this creates an aura of strength and stability. People respect those who can wait because it reflects a deeper sense of self-control and foresight. Here's something to reflect on. What has patience taught you in your own life? Have you ever waited for something and found that the results were better than you expected? Or maybe you've seen someone else's patience pay off in a big way. Share your experiences in the comments. Let's explore how patience can be one of the most empowering tools to navigate challenges, achieve goals, and strengthen relationships. Remember, in the race of life, the one who can wait the longest often wins the biggest prize. Number 8. The power of confidence through silence. Confidence is one of the most magnetic traits a person can possess. But what if the secret to confidence isn't speaking loudly or constantly asserting yourself? What if it's found in the quiet strength of silence? The power of silence, when used intentionally, radiates a level of confidence that words alone can't convey. In a world full of noise, the person who can remain composed and silent in the right moments stands out as a leader, a thinker, and someone who commands respect. Think about it. Confidence isn't about bragging or overselling yourself. In fact, often when people try too hard to prove their worth, they come off as insecure. True confidence comes from within. It's the ability to be comfortable with who you are, without needing to constantly justify yourself or seek external validation. And silence is a perfect way to express this inner strength. When you remain calm and composed, you show the world that you are unshaken by outside circumstances. You're not in a rush to explain yourself or prove your value because you already know it. In social situations, the most confident person is often the one who doesn't speak as much but commands the room with their presence. They don't need to talk excessively to be noticed. Their silence speaks volumes. This doesn't mean they don't have anything valuable to say, but they understand the power of choosing the right moment to speak. Silence, when used strategically, gives you time to assess the situation, observe others, and decide how to respond in the most impactful way. It signals that you're in control and that you know when to speak and when to hold your tongue. In leadership, this silent confidence is a game changer. Great leaders don't always have to be the loudest in the room. Instead, they lead through their actions, through their ability to listen, and through their calm demeanor. When everyone else is reacting impulsively, the leader who remains silent is seen as a pillar of strength. This quiet confidence helps them make thoughtful decisions, keep their team grounded, and command authority without needing to shout or dominate the conversation. Silence can also act as a form of boundary setting. By staying quiet, you set the tone for how you want to be treated. People start to recognize that your time, attention, and words are valuable. This cultivates a sense of respect, because others understand that you won't engage unless it's worth your while. This kind of self-respect enhances your confidence. People begin to take you seriously because you don't waste your energy on unnecessary drama or small talk. Ultimately, silence allows you to cultivate an aura of mystery and control, which makes others naturally curious about you. It sparks interest, because people are drawn to what they can't easily access. Your quiet strength becomes an invitation for others to seek your wisdom, attention, and approval. Now think about your own experiences. Have you ever noticed how silence can make you seem more confident? Or perhaps you've witnessed someone else who commands respect simply by saying little but standing firm in their presence. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's explore how the power of silence can help build unshakable confidence and influence in your life. Number 9. The power of control over your own narrative. One of the most significant advantages you can possess is control over your own narrative. In a world where everyone is constantly trying to shape your identity for you, whether through social media, gossip, or other people's expectations, being able to maintain silence and step back gives you the power to write your own story. The power of controlling your own narrative is rooted in the ability to decide what others see and hear about you, rather than allowing them to shape your image or influence your path. And silence plays a crucial role in that. When you choose silence, you take a step back from the constant need to defend yourself or explain your actions. Instead of reacting to others' opinions, you allow yourself to remain the author of your own life. This strategic silence gives you the space to think, reflect, and decide how you want to present yourself to the world. Instead of getting swept up in other people's narratives, you stand firm in your own truth. Think about how powerful it is when someone doesn't feel the need to justify themselves. They let their actions speak for them, and their reputation builds slowly, based on what they do rather than what they say. They know that they don't have to prove anything to anyone. People who control their narrative don't need to overshare or constantly explain their every move. They remain calm and composed while allowing others to interpret their actions in their own time. By staying silent, they create a sense of intrigue and curiosity that keeps people engaged. In personal relationships, controlling your narrative means not being easily swayed by others' opinions or judgments. If someone tries to label you, judge your actions, or spread rumors about you, silence is your defense. Instead of rushing to clarify or argue, you remain composed and let time reveal the truth. People who truly know you will see through the false narratives, and those who are quick to judge will eventually fade away. By refusing to engage with every accusation or misunderstanding, you preserve your peace and your integrity. In professional settings, controlling your narrative is equally important. How others perceive you can have a significant impact on your career. Instead of constantly explaining your actions or defending your position, take a step back and let your results do the talking. People who are in control of their narrative don't feel the need to brag or oversell. They trust that their work will speak for itself. They also understand that public perception can be fleeting, so they focus on long-term consistency instead of short-term approval. By choosing silence in key moments, you assert control over your story and protect your identity from external pressures. You don't need to chase validation. Instead, you live authentically, letting others either rise to meet you or fall away. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever experienced the power of controlling your own narrative? Maybe someone tried to define you, but you stayed silent and let your actions speak louder than words. How did it feel to be in control of your story? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about how stepping back and choosing silence can be one of the most powerful ways to take charge of your life and your reputation. The power of self-awareness. Through silence. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, personal growth, and effective decision-making. Yet, in today's fast-paced, noise-filled world, many people overlook the quiet power of self-awareness. The ability to understand yourself, your emotions, motivations, desires, and weaknesses can only be achieved when you take the time to reflect and truly listen to your inner voice. This is where silence becomes your greatest ally. By embracing silence, you create a space where you can truly get to know yourself without the distractions or influences of the outside world. Silence gives you the opportunity to step away from the chaos and examine your thoughts and behaviors from an objective perspective. When you're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the hum of social media, other people's opinions, or the pressure of your daily routine, it becomes easy to lose touch with your authentic self. But when you choose silence, you remove these external distractions and create a moment of clarity. You can ask yourself deep, introspective questions like, what am I truly feeling right now? Why did I react that way? What do I want out of this situation? These moments of quiet reflection allow you to recognize patterns in your behavior and identify areas of growth. Self-awareness through silence isn't just about understanding your emotions in the moment. It's about seeing how your past experiences shape your present actions. Often, our reactions are influenced by long-held beliefs or unresolved emotions. But when you're silent and introspective, you can uncover these hidden influences. Perhaps you realize that your impatience stems from childhood experiences of being ignored, or that your tendency to overachieve is a way to seek validation from others. Understanding these underlying triggers allows you to make more conscious decisions and avoid falling into old, unproductive habits. Silence also allows you to evaluate your goals and aspirations with greater clarity. In the hustle to achieve, it's easy to lose sight of what you truly want. You may find yourself chasing goals that others have set for you, or pursuing success for the wrong reasons. But in the stillness of silence, you can reconnect with your true desires. What truly excites you? What kind of life do you want to build? Taking the time to answer these questions without distractions empowers you to make decisions that align with your authentic self, rather than living in reaction to external pressures. Furthermore, self-awareness through silence can lead to greater emotional regulation. By taking a step back before reacting, you can assess whether your emotions are justified or if they're being fueled by external stresses or past experiences. This pause gives you the power to choose your responses rather than being controlled by your immediate emotional reactions. Over time, this practice can help you respond more thoughtfully in high-stress situations and navigate relationships with greater understanding and empathy. Self-awareness isn't a one-time exercise, it's a lifelong journey. The more you embrace silence and reflection, the more you'll understand yourself and your needs. This understanding empowers you to live authentically and make decisions that support your well-being and goals. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How has silence helped you become more self-aware? Have you ever discovered something about yourself during a quiet moment of reflection? Share your experiences in the comments. Let's dive into how the power of silence can lead to a deeper understanding of ourselves and greater personal growth. Conclusion: the ultimate Stoic power move. In a world that constantly demands our attention and urges us to react impulsively, embracing the Stoic principle of stepping back, staying silent, and watching others chase you can transform the way you navigate life. The true power lies not in the noise, but in the silence we choose to embrace. By cultivating emotional control, detachment, reflection, non-reaction, patience, confidence, and self-awareness, you create an unshakable presence that others can't help but respect and admire. The quiet strength that comes with silence isn't about being passive, it's about choosing to be strategic, grounded, and in control. It's about letting your actions and inner peace speak louder than any words ever could. When you stop chasing validation, stop reacting to every situation, and learn to be present in your own truth, you align with the timeless power that Stoicism teaches us. As you step back and embrace silence, you'll notice how others begin to respond differently to you. They'll respect your boundaries, pursue your approval, and seek your wisdom. The more you trust in the power of silence, the more you'll discover that true power comes from within, and those who are meant to be part of your life will naturally gravitate toward you. Remember, the ultimate power move is not to chase after success or approval. It's to master the art of stepping back and letting the world come to you. This is the essence of Stoic strength. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and watch as your calm, composed presence attracts everything you need. Now, think about how you can apply these principles in your own life. Are there moments where silence could be your greatest ally? Have you experienced the power of stepping back and allowing the world to chase you? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's continue to explore how this Stoic power move can elevate our lives and bring us the peace, respect, and success we deserve.